Monday morning. This morning, you can see I've gotten the laptop notebook out. I don't know, we'll find a topic. Okay, here's the topic. The life today. You see, we're a nation of laws. Written down, public record laws. That's how I understand it. And those laws we have all agreed to as American citizens. These are your birthrights. So that's all good. But where we've been put into a corner is everything now is a lawsuit. This has been done intentionally. It's redress after the fact. So that the only way you can check a company for whatever reason is in the courts instead of in the laws that guide those companies, the rules we write down that guide those companies. So what that means is you're going to go into a legal system that can outlive you. This is part of the strategy of the large lawsuits, the atomic veterans lawsuits, the Indian health lawsuits, the Indian reservation drinking water issues, and now the half of the American public's drinking water issues. We cannot afford to filter out the crap we put in the water. So the federal government gives us our own money to filter crap out of the water because the federal government doesn't have the balls to write some rules up front based on evidence. So they force us, we have to have evidence to go to court. That's the force. That's the only means we have at this point, besides elected officials, are the courts. And these wise men know this. The punks and the petty players use these court cases and these court things and these filings in the same way. So, these were the lessons from the tobacco industry, fights for decades in the media. And they're owning the media because of cigarette commercials. So this constantly brings me back to our representatives and how honest they are, and they aren't. So where are we now, Why did I get the MyPad out? Let's see if we can do some ciphering here. And I went through this once before. Boy, this is tough because I was trying to watch the phone, see if I'm ambidextrous, right? I went through this. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 apple plus 1 orange equals 2 fruits. All right. So here's my true 2 fruits problem. I got a friggin' apple and an orange here. So it's not 2. It's 2 fucking fruits. I'm sorry, 2 fruits. The F triggered me, right? So this is interesting to me. What do you do with this? It sure helps you do your checking account balance if you have a damn balance. So this is about our representatives and their lack of doing anything constructive. You think of the reasons that they can't be constructive. So I'm here in Oregon. My 2 senators got us money to engineer and design nuclear reactors. Millions of dollars came into the state for that research grant and a partnership with a private company. And now there's a new university extension. This is the same thing that was done to Reed College decades ago. Few will remember here in Portland. Reed College was a bastion of, let's call it, liberal ideas. And all of a sudden, they got a nuclear reactor. It is a nuclear reactor. It's a research reactor. It is not nuclear in what I would consider, dangerous nuclear. They're not boiling water. It is doing plant and seed irradiation. They do instrument calibration services. One of these days I would go back there and go through, but it costs money to do what I'm not looking for a calibration. I'm looking for an instrument certification. So this is kind of a nuance in words, and I might be using the wrong ones. But this is measurements, This is precise measurements that builds evidence. So that was years ago with some friends. We went and did talk to that lab director at Reed College. Very intelligent woman, very nice woman. She was pretty much a retiree from our world nuclear organizations. So she's got some background. She knows a lot of things. She is very wary about, leads in conversations and where they might go. She's a professional. So I respect and recognize that. And would like to get some bench time there and some video time on how a person goes through what I consider a truly simple instrument certification to know what it really can do and not what I think it's doing. So there's something. So I could use hamburgers for a haircut. That's definitely true. I could use about 5,000 hamburgers to upgrade electronics and be able to get more serious about this. But what I need is about a lot more hamburgers, or someone to go get an instrument and let me borrow it for 3 to 6 months. And I'll pedal somewhere and do something with it. So that's why 1 plus 1 equals 2, because that's about what I've got. Maybe 1.5. But I eat apples and oranges. So I still haven't solved any equations I could put down here. So this has to do with Fukushima. This has to do with PAG documents that I've read through in our federal processes on how huge, large organizations that cost a lot of money are turned on in the event of an accident. And you can go read those, and they're interesting because there's different paths for a PAG. A PAG, a Protective Action Guideline, has subcategories. So there's nuclear, biological, chemical defense PAGs. The instrumentation for any of the initial event is all of those things until they know what they're dealing with, because we don't have inventories, because those are corporate trade secrets for good and bad reasons. So, at the end of this, 1.04 plus 3.06 equals, let's do it this way because, there's a decimal place, 3.06 equals 4. That's a 4. 1.04 plus 3.06 equals 4. Should I accept that? What does that do to me? Well, I just lost 6 cents. No, I lost 10 cents. I lost a dime. Where'd my dime go? Where did our dimes go? Maybe that's a better answer. We don't know. So a good portion of my life dealt with precision out here. I'm going to go 11 digits because this would be my error. Or somewhere in here, I would hope, if I had a good instrument, right? Look at all them zeros. If I had a good instrument, I'm worried about those last 2 digits. Just those last 2. What am I down to? How many commas have I got here? Milli, micro, nano, pico. Right? Milli, micro, nano, pico. So I've played with Pikachus, all right? I've played with nanobots, and I can go in the other direction, and up here I played with giga stuff, gigawatts, terawatts, all right? So over on this side, I'm at, what's giga? 9 digits? Tera. Is that 12 digits? Correct me, right? Remember this shit on the board in schools? So I've been 12 digits to the left and 12 digits to the right of 0, and I'm still stuck in the middle. I am. So when I look at that, that's an electron in an orbital that if it shifts the orbital to this level, it will emit just 1 photon. The electron still exists. Now a photon exists. That was about immaculate conception, except there was energy involved, and I can identify the energy. I can identify it as E equals mc squared. I can also identify it as E equals E. Right? See what I did there? Energy equals mass times what equals mc. Well, c is a constant. Right? So if m equals m equals 1, then e equals a constant, but e isn't a constant. So e doesn't equal e. Okay, you can jump in here with some logic for me. Please. Please call on Plato to answer where 0 is between plus 12 and minus 12. Okay, this is 15 minutes, and there you go. We'll go to a full page view here so we can, if you want to do a screenshot, print it, put it in your pocket for reference. So where in the equation set did I end?